Hey food fans, Chef Ted Scholl here. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm going to show you how to do a crispy seared salmon. This is for our Gourmet Groupies social site, and I hope you join us on it. But what we're going to focus on tonight is a crispy seared salmon. I'm going to include two of the ingredients that we have that we're going to be featuring on our social site. One is the pomegranate balsamic. We're going to do a nice reduction with that, and then finish it off with the the chili smoked sea salt as well. So join me here in a second. We'll show you how to crisp up that salmon nice and crispy, and finish it off with the accoutrements. So you want to go to your grocery store or your fish market and make sure you pick out a nice fresh piece of salmon. Should have no odors to it. It should smell nice and sweet. Nice seafood always smells nice and sweet, so it doesn't smell like a strong seafood flavor or seafood smell like you would think. One of the things I focused on here is making sure that I have two equal sized pieces. I just sprinkled them with a little bit of parsley on top, just for a little bit of color. But what I want to do is get my pan smoking hot. All right, and that's going to create the crispiness, because salmon is naturally oily. So that oil actually crystallizes. So when we add the oil into the pan, so I'm going to do about a tablespoon of oil into the pan, and you're going to start to see it smoke. And once you start to see it smoke, that's when you want to add the fish. So we're going to go ahead for a second here, let it start to heat up. Another great fish for this would be tuna. Ahi tuna is a great fish. It's a steak style fish. It's got a great, nice flavor to it. So again, you can sear those both sides and get a great sear on them as well. So we'll go ahead and add the salmon in. You can hear it start to crackle. And we're going to let this go about 3-4 minutes on each side. Now, I like my salmon medium rare, so it's a nice juicy fish. But certainly you can cook it to your liking. So 3 or 4 minutes is going to get me a medium rare. Anywhere from about 5 to 6 minutes is going to get you a medium well to well done on the salmon. Right. I'm ready to flip over the salmon now, and you'll see the nice crispy finish off the pan here, and we'll come back and plate it up. Take the pan. See how nice the crispy is. It's a beautiful char on it. We're going to let it go another about 2 to 3 minutes on this side. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to go ahead and plate it up. Welcome back. So what I have, I went ahead and I seared off the salmon. You saw that. So we'll go ahead and plate it up now. What I'm going to be making tonight is, I mentioned earlier, is the crispy seared salmon. But to go a little bit further in depth into what I'm making is going to be a crispy seared salmon with a small dice of sweet potato and beet. What makes this very special is the burnt orange froth, and I'm going to use the pomegranate reduction off the balsamic that we have in our featured ingredient tonight. So if you take a look at it over here, what I went ahead and did already is I did a small dice of the sweet potato and the beets. You want to cook them separately so the beets don't turn your sweet potatoes purple. So we'll go ahead and plate those up. And again, this is just blanched, which means slightly cooked. So they're tender with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper. Go ahead and plate that up like that. I'll have recipes all for this in the links, as well as the ingredients, so you guys can go ahead and order. What's important when you order, if you order the ingredients that I have on the video tonight, is you want to make sure you include the code that I give you. That way you get your deal on it. So go ahead and we're going to put the crispy charred salmon right on top. That's beautiful. And I'll go ahead and explain how to make the burnt orange froth, which is right here, when we wrap this up, and I'll have a link for you. You see that's beautiful? I'm going to put a little extra juice right down below here. And then for the balsamic reduction, it's the straight balsamic vinegar, and it's reduced down by half, and it creates a nice glaze for it. So we're going to drizzle that right over top. It's a syrup. Beautiful. Let's get a nice, sweet, rich flavor from the pomegranate. Really pulls out the flavor in the salmon. We're going to finish that off with some charred Brussels sprouts, shaved Brussels sprouts, one of my favorites. I love these. dish is never complete without a garnish, so we have the burnt orange right off to the side there. I burn these in a cast iron pan, so it pulls out the sweetness of the orange itself, and then I put it into the milk and we froth it. Finish it off with a little chive sticks, and we're ready to eat. Oh, didn't forget the smoked chili sea salt flakes. So we definitely want to finish off the dish with those. Just going to sprinkle that right on top, and this will give a little bit of zest to it, a little bit of heat, and then definitely a saltiness. And we are finished off. So again, crispy seared salmon tonight with a brunoise of sweet potato and beets, shaved Brussels sprouts, finished off with a burnt orange froth and pomegranate balsamic reduction. Bon appetit.